Hello, this is Dr. Kevin Kirk, and I'm going to make a wand today. So why not? Let's make a wand. So I'll start with a cube and make it into a more organic shape, just with a subdivision. And apply it so you can mess with it. Cool. Go to straight on view right here. I want to see all the way through it, so I'll select the X-ray. I'm going to go into edit mode so I can mess with the individual parts of it. Select the faces right there. Let's see. Now it's all selected here. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Shift D to duplicate, hit Z, so I'm bringing it straight up like that. This is going to be my handle, I think. So I'm just going to select this part and this part. And I'm going to have that linked together. So I'll do an edge, bridge edge loops, and make that work. That'll make it look more interesting. Go into the menu immediately after you do that. Bring up the number of cuts, so something like that. And you can do the profile factor to make it interesting. I think something like that looks pretty cool. Smooth is fine. Sphere is also fun. I think I'll go with that. So that's the base of the wand, the handle of the wand. That looks pretty cool. Now I'll come up and I'll grab just the top couple of polygons right up here. And that's going to be for the actual, I don't know, what wand part. Hit E to extrude it out. Bring it up a ways. Something like that looks good. And then S just to scale it down. That looks good. It's a super basic, pretty cool wand. Alright, so we've got our wand made. We've got this little section right here. I'm going to do something else with that little section. Shift D and click. Then I'm going to do let's see, we got go into mesh, and I'm going to separate by loose parts. And that part should be a separate object now, and it is. So I got that. That's actually going to be my emitter. It's going to be my emitter. So I'm going to right click this and subdivide. Let's check. I'm not seeing it. Gotta select it, I suppose. There we go, right click, subdivide. There it is. You know what? I don't want to subdivide it that way. I want it to be more rounded, so I'll do a subdivision surface on it. Whoops, wrong one. Don't want that. Go into object mode. I'll grab just that guy. Do a subdivision surface on him. There you go. Much better. That's what I want. I'll bring it up about to 2. It's got that rounded subdivision going on now, and I'll apply it. The reason I'm doing that is going to be our emitter. I'm going to actually just say that's our emitter base. Cool. That's my emitter base. Alright, now this is selected, and I'll shift and hold down the main wand. So I selected them both. Main one is selected second. An object, parent, object, object, parent. Oops. Parent object. Cool. So when I move the wand around, it moves that emitter around also, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want. Now let's go select that emitter, which is now there under the main wand, and let's make that into a particle emitter. So let's see, and drop a particle on it, and at this point you just want to start playing, and the particles are being emitted, I think, and they should be just falling down. So let's add one. Poof, there it is. Yep, it is falling down. Looks ridiculous. So we have to fix that. One of the first things we're going to do is fix gravity. Yes, you can actually fix gravity. So we'll go into the field weights, and we'll take gravity and just reduce that to nothing. So cool. Now it's emitting in the direction that we want it to, which is nice. Okay, so that's a pretty good thing. And from here, you need something to emit. And I'm going to make the things to emit So let's add some icospheres. Very low resolution icospheres. Add mesh. Icosphere like so. But just one subdivision. Let's take a look at this puppy. Where is it? Where's my icosphere? There it is. Cool. So I'll bring it over there. Scale it down a bit, I think. Alright. So there's my icosphere. And I'm needing now to get into my materials. So I get into my materials. And I want to see the bloom effects. So I'll just activate bloom in here. So this is your render properties. And just activate bloom. Now I'll go into the materials for that. I'll do a new one. And this is going to be just an emission. Just an emission. And change the color on it. Bright red sounds fun. Bring that up so it looks almost an orangey. That sounds really, really good. Cool. I'll do a Shift D and duplicate it for another color too. Maybe a bit yellow. Maybe it's a fire wand or something. And this one, you hit this button here for a new material. And then we can change it. So this one's going to be like a fire wand, I think. More of a yellowish kind of color. So something around there looks really good to me. Cool. So I got these two things. So I got my two icospheres. I'm going to do a new collection here. I'm going to call this Sparks. That's my Sparks. I'm going to drag both icospheres into my Sparks. Cool. So now that's its own little collection. The regular collection has a wand, and the Sparks has, well, those two Sparks. Well, why? Well, let's go back to our emitter over here. Just the emitter. There it is. So with the emitter selected, and let's test it out again. I'm going to play it again. Alright, so that won't render if I render that. Those are just the halos, just the placeholders. So I got to fix that. So I go into the render tab over here, open it up, and instead of the halos, I'm going to do a collection. And the collection it's going to emit is, you guessed it, the sparks. Poof. Perfect. Now it's emitting the sparks, and that's what we want. Good. Ideal. Now let's see. I'm going to go back to the emitter itself. Speed. Let's increase the speed quite a bit. If that did. And I'm going to do a lifetime. How long they survive? Maybe 200. So that should help out. There we go. So it's zipping out. And you want to start messing with things in different ways here. Velocity is always great to play with. That's the normal. That's how we speed it up. That'll speed it up. Looking pretty sparkly here, so that's a good thing. Better. Better. Okay, cool. I kind of like it. So that's pretty nice. Let's see. Randomize velocity. Randomize velocity a bit. That looks really nice. I like it. So we're going to do that. Okay. So it's looking fun. I like it. Alright, let's go back to in the emission, the start frame and the end frame. Well, it starts at 1, which isn't cool. I want it to keep going. So I'm going to start at like a -100. So it's just going all the time. And then I'll have it go to the very, very end, the 250. If you make it longer, you can of course increase that. So that should do it. There it goes. So it's just sparkling all the way through. Alright, now we have the wand, and what we can do is just grab it, move it around, and of course the sparkles go with it. So that's how you do it. That's how you make your magic wand. You can do anything you want with it. Just animate it regular, and you're good. Very fun. It's fun to mess with, fun to play with, and you can do anything, so go ahead and work your magic. Have fun.